As each year passes, I become more convinced of the importance of documenting my life. This is a conversation about why and how you should document your life and how it can help you to be more creative in the process. I've always been someone who visually documents life, but more recently this is something that has evaded me. Aside from my professional work, over the last few years I've really fallen out of love with both filmmaking and photography. I wanted to disassociate myself from my cameras when I wasn't working. I just had no desire to pick them up whatsoever. So I just stopped documenting. It's only been recently, through a complicated process of facing up to the truths of my life, that my creativity and my desire to pick up a camera has thankfully returned. Over this time I've missed out on documenting so much of my life, of my family's life. I lost touch with the future benefits that documenting the present would give. Being able to look back on my life is incredibly important to me, and to be able to pass that legacy down to my children is priceless. As I look back on my life, do I look at the things I have or the things that I've done? It's the latter every single time, which is why documenting it becomes so important. There is so much more meaning, so much more personal value in the things that come from what I've documented, the things I've made. And now I really regret that there are large chunks missing from the last 5 years of the archive of my life. These are my favourite methods of documenting. Photography with a camera. Photography is my favourite way of preserving moments in an easy to digest way. I've once again begun to take my camera everywhere that I go. A couple of weeks ago I went to Berlin with a group of friends, and these are traditionally trips that I'd never take a camera on. But this time I did, and I managed to capture the time that we were there in a completely different way to anything I've done on previous trips. And this set of images is now really special to me. Phone photography just isn't the same to me. Using a phone to take photos versus using a camera are like night and day. It's not about stylising every element of my life. It's about taking photographs with meaning, something I just feel disconnected from when I'm using a phone. Video. Every single one of us has a video camera in our pocket, and we can use this to capture life's moments of fun, laughter and excitement. Despite it being the majority of my work, I just don't get the same connection to video as I do to a photograph. But a photograph cannot capture the sound of my children speaking, laughing, singing or playing, so it remains a really important way of documenting. You have to do something with your videos though. Don't just leave them on your phone. I like piecing together events such as holidays or years, so that going forward there is something to show rather than just a bunch of individual clips. Writing. I know this channel is about using cameras, but writing is such a valuable tool, particularly when it comes to supplementing my photography. This could be anything you want it to be, from keeping a diary of what you've done to a full-on journaling practice. I try to journal daily and use it as a tool to track where I am mentally. It helps me solve any issues I might be facing, and it allows me to create a detailed record of my life. I've recently started keeping something called a commonplace book to keep track of ideas, quotes, interesting things I've read, basically anything that triggers my curiosity and that I want to record. Having these entries to refer back to is so important to see how I've grown over time and allows me a deeper insight into where I've been. Be mindful of retaining presence in a moment. It's hard to take in a moment properly and capture it via photography, writing or video at the same time. Presence is extremely important in life if we're to fully appreciate the moments that matter. But in turn, the memories of those moments will be preserved so much better if you are able to document them, turning the digital into the physical. For me, photography is meant to be brought to life by print. These can be prints in albums, larger prints, framed prints, even photo books. As you might have seen, I'm documenting this series on camera creativity with an Instax camera. At the end, I'll have a set of 26 images, which will hold so much more importance to me than 26 images on my phone or my computer. And that's what physically bringing these images to life will do. They will hold so much more importance by existing in a physical space. These books hold so much more meaning to me than any images I access through a digital screen. And it's not just for now either, it's to pass on to future generations to allow them to enjoy and understand the lives of those that have come before them. Print your work, edit your video clips together, share them with family and friends and anyone that you share your life with. Enhancing creativity. As I rediscover my creativity and fall in love with photography again, I want to challenge you to do the same. Document your life for the next week, month, year. Take your camera everywhere you go and capture the things that you see. The more you do this, the more you'll flex those creative muscles, which will really help in those moments where you are going out and creating with a bit more intention. My creativity has increased the more that I've done this. I can see the changes in my photography the more I use a camera. And if you're doing it daily, you can try new things without fear of messing up. Let this be a way of experimenting whilst being able to capture those moments of your life that you want to retain. Just keep at it and make sure that you retain that presence in the moment. I'm going to talk more about this in next week's newsletter, so sign up below to find out more. Thanks very much for watching. Keep creating, keep documenting.